Hello, this is Greg Allison with Green Greg's coming to you at 000200 hours Central Daylight Time on the 29th of September 2022. My friends, right now as we speak, we have some real challenges in the world because we have Hurricane Ian slamming Florida. And it's going to go through Florida and then come up in probably South Carolina and make another landfall. We've got World War III drums beating hard in Europe. Europe is just, it's going to be a cold winter, a hungry winter, and perhaps a war-strong winter in Europe this year. I mean, guys, it does not look good, and it could spread here. So we're going to get into this. I'm going to show some articles. We're going to talk through some of the stuff. And we're going to start with Hurricane Ian because that's happening right now. And, well, so is the stuff in Europe too, guys. This whole thing with the Nord Stream pipeline explosions, this has been, the allegations are that this is an act of war, and it certainly looks like it. Question is, who done it? We can talk about that too, guys. And toward the end of the video, we're going to talk a little bit about direction of my channel. I'm really looking at changing the direction. I talked about that a little bit last night, and I've actually created a new channel. I've not put any content on it, but I've been talking about having Swivel Head News. Well, I've got Swivel Head News. I just haven't started putting content on it, my friends. So hang on, buckle up. We're going to get all into this, my friends. Glad to see we got a lot of people here already, 42 for this late hour. I'm glad to see y'all here. Thank you very much, Cindy. Mercy and Grace, Vicky, Kathy, Billy the Kid. I saw you earlier today in Pepper Nurse One video chat. Hey, I do watch him. He's one of my great channels. I watched Nate today. Oh yeah, Nate with Canadian Prepper mentioned our channel tonight, but he also interviewed one of my many time guests. I guess one of the fastest ways to get on Nate's program is come on my program and get interviewed about 4 times. Nah, Nate's doing a good job. He's getting these people the visibility they need. So I'm happy for both of them. Anyway, guys, hang on, guys. So we're going to get all into this. Let's do some shares here. Give me a second. One momentum, please, as Lily Tomlin used to say. And who don't know who Lily Tomlin is? I'd like to ask. Most of my subscribers, I think are close to my age. You probably know who Lily Tomlin is. Anyway, here we go, guys. This is from a news site down in Florida right here showing the storm is right in the middle of the panhandle, not panhandle, but in the middle of the peninsula down there. It's downgraded. I think it's a tropical storm right now, but they're showing about 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. in the morning. It's going to be sitting right on top of the Kennedy Space Center. You know, we were supposed to launch this rocket day before yesterday. And boy, if they hadn't launched it, they wouldn't have been able to get it out of there in time for the winds that were hitting it. So it would have been a do or die, launch or go. And those guys needed to clear out. So it was the best thing that we rolled the thing back into the VAB. But this storm is going to go right over the VAB, guys. Well, what I'm worried about more than anything is all the people down here. There's a lot of elderly people in Florida who are, you know, their finances are limited and their abilities are limited, and some of them are by themselves and they're dealing with the storm. I have a friend that told me that right where this storm went ashore, just north of Fort Myers, that one of his best friends had his dad living there. His dad wouldn't leave. And his dad was right there on the bay. And he was really worried about him because there's like, 9-foot storage, 7 to 9 foot storm surges. And we know storm surges can be a lot worse. This thing was a category 4 hurricane. This is nothing to fool with, guys. You don't fool around with these things. I don't know how many times you hear stories of people in houses and houses get washed out into the ocean. This is serious, guys, really serious. Anyway, this is a radar I like to look at a lot because it goes in a lot of detail. Let's see here. I can pull up some pretty good screens of this radar right here. There's a lot of people linking into it right now because she is bouncing. Yeah, I guess a lot of people are watching these radars right now, guys. The signal's not real fair. So you look here, the sky is moving way up here. You see it? It's going straight for Cocoa Beach, Titusville, Melbourne area, this whole area, Space Coast area here. That's exactly where this thing is headed. But think about it, guys. A lot of people in here are having a rough time. They got power outages. I can't imagine there's electrical power in most of these areas at this point in time. The good thing is that the storm winds are not hurricane force. Now we're going to look at that over in Windy in a moment. We'll look at the real-time data on the winds. So that's one thing I'll be able to share. Look at these storms here being kicked out. See, this is the Bahamas here. Guys, these storms have already kicked out into the Bahamas, way past Florida, way past Florida. If you come up here, look, it's beginning to touch on Georgia. That's the Okefenokee Swamp right in there. South Carolina, just right here. You know, they can probably see the clouds in South Carolina. You know they can. These cloud decks go a lot farther beyond that. And here's a place in Georgia I used to go to a lot, Tifton, Douglas. So Valdosa's down here. I used to stay in Allendale, right about here. How you pronounce that? So guys, look here, guys. This is really serious. I just want you to get the gravity of how big this thing is in terms. This is just a radar image. A satellite image would show a lot more in terms of cloud deck. All right, enough of that. We'll go to windy. And here we are, windy. This is the real time. And you can see where I got the peg right there, 40 knot winds. That's just a little over 40 miles an hour because every mile an hour is 1.15. No, excuse me. Every knot is 1.15 miles an hour. They're almost the same, just not exactly. So it's always a little bit more in the mile per hour category. So if we move that over here, 28. So as you get close to I, it's actually less, 18 right there. Inside the I, it should be less still. 2 knots, see? You get over here, 42 knots. Pretty good winds right up here north of it, 42 knots. This is a strong 41 knots. This is a strong wind area. Come over here, 33 knots. Come off the coast out here, 37. That's pretty strong coming into the Space Coast. 40 out here to sea. So these colors, the deeper purples are the higher winds, 43 knots over here. So on both coasts, they got winds, you know, in excess of 45 miles an hour. Now, a hurricane wind is what, 62 miles an hour. So these are not hurricane force, but they're pretty darn close. This is some stout winds, guys. And if we come down here to the Space Coast area, you know, they're looking at 33 knots roughly at the Launch Complex, the VAB area, Cocoa Beach. That's an area I used to stay in a lot. Go down there to visit the Kennedy Space Center. I used to try to get me a room in the Cocoa Beach area. So this is pretty serious, guys. This is, and it's going to come back around. So let me let's go and look at some other stuff. We may come back here again, guys. When you consider everything going on in the world, I really urge you to prep. You can still go to prepwithgreg.com. I say get the stuff while you can, if you can afford it. I know a lot of people have problems. It's gone up a little bit, still 20% off. That once and 3-year deal is over, but this is still a great deal. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This is 3 months worth of food. 3 months at that price is pretty darn amazing. So the fact that you still have it is amazing. You can get a month for $237, guys. Go to the grocery store and buy a month worth of groceries for that. It's something to think about, guys. It's easy to bug out with, easy to store because it's portable. Now, if you don't want the carbs, they do have meat. I've got a meat bucket. It's all meat. It costs a little more, but I do have I'm a carnivore. So I did get one. All right, guys. In other news, we're going to come back and talk the hurricane in a minute. Nord Stream. We'll have to come back to this topic toward the end. But Nord Stream pipeline, it goes through the Baltic Sea, a good distance from Russia into Germany. I haven't crossed through so many other countries here. And huge, massive explosions in this thing that was on the Richter scale, guys. I think it was 2.3, like a major earthquake when that thing blew up. What happened? Who did it? We'll talk about it later toward the end of the video. Let's go back to Ian. Now, Ian's right in the middle of Florida. So if we click on it, we can see what their projected paths are. And there's really spaghetti models that show a lot of different potential paths. Again, this shows it coming out the ocean. It looks like it's showing it as a tropical storm through here. I don't know if it'll even make hurricane or not in the Atlantic. And then it comes in over South Carolina, probably around Fort Jackson, where I used to be based. And it goes on up into Kentucky, West Virginia area right here. New days, that's your homeland. Let's see, I need to refresh my screen over here so I can watch your chat session on my laptop as I'm going through these screens because I'm probably missing stuff. So I got to kind of keep up with the chat and when I'm presenting. And then I got this fully on my full screen over here. Hey, Cha-Cha, how you doing? And Johan Dancing Gypsy, good to see you. All right, and we got 79 in the room, but only 41 thumbs up. Help me out, guys. Give me some thumbs up. Hi, Greg from South Carolina. Oh, fisherman, you got a tropical storm coming your way. Stay alert. Are you on the coast? You're a fisherman, you might be on the coast. I had some friends used to live in New Bern, and we're pretty darn close to the coast. So the first time I ever went to the Atlantic, I went with them. High winds in Kentucky, you dread them. I guess so. In Florida, the swamp has gators. Oh, yeah. Those gators would be coming up with that storm surge. You know, it's kind of like the movie, what was that crazy movie? Sharknado. Sharknado. In Florida, you get Gatornator. Gatornado. Gatornator. Well, actually, Gator hurricane for the storm surges. All right, guys. Kremlin. Let's talk some more about Ruski. So they're really serious. The people that in opposition to Putin are kind of waking up dead. You don't want to wake up dead. So if you're in Russia and you're not in favor of Putin's new game, your game may be over. That's just what they're saying there, guys. Not pretty. And here's another stat. If you want to know if Putin is serious, if you want to see how serious he is, this is it. He said, I just thumbed up. Well, thank you, Johan. Brother Nora, Greg, I see 42 thumbs up. All right, we got to 54 now. All right, guys, help me out. Merlin, there you go, Cha-Cha. I'm a horse today. Don't know why. Vladimir Putin told his close aides he'd consider 500,000 Russian deaths acceptable. Well, that kind of nixes out of he's just going in with 300,000, right? We know his orders for call-up actually extend to 1 million. So you expect them to throw 1 million people in there. They don't care about their own people. I've been telling you that about these guys. My stove is my main source of prepping, canning nonstop. Yeah, she's a busy girl, a busy puppy. Give them some wind gusts in San Augustine. Oh, well, we'll go back into windy here in that San Augustine. Hang on. Let's go back over here to windy. San Augustine's right here. I got to just click on it. It'll tell me 73 degrees. Oh, got the wrong. With that. Come on. What is that? Here we are. All right, about 34, 31 knots off your coast. So you're talking over 30 miles an hour. You know, this is kind of wind that can blow the roof off of a gas station, especially over the pumps. It can knock down trees. That's some pretty serious wind right there. It's not as, these are the most intense winds where the purple is. This what is that? What color is that, ladies? I don't know what to call that color. Crimson, or is that something else? Violet? Yeah, I don't know. Purple? I can't even tell. You know, I'd make a lousy woke feller, right? I don't even know the colors of the rainbow. Joshua Gonzalez Educational. How you doing, bud? Deep function 100,000 -1. Easy come, easy go, says OBZRV. All right, guys, let's go back over here and look at the machinations. Hey, did y'all hear that CNN got bought out by a conservative and he's changing the crew? I don't know. Putin's tactical nukes could pack the same punch as atom bombs dropped on Japan. Well, I told you that last night. I said the one dropped on Japan was 50 kilotons, and Russia even considers a 100 kiloton bomb a tactical nuke. So who knows, guys? And in terms of Biden and NATO saying they'd respond, well, Poland definitely. Poland is very anti-Russian. They don't want no part of being in the Russian sphere of influence. they are, these countries that used to be under Russia's influence want them less than anybody. So, yeah, they want that. Poland. Okay, he's not saying America. Polish foreign minister vows swift response. So he's a NATO country. This means he would probably act to attack Russians if Russians use nuclear weapons. Well, if any NATO nation attacks Russia unilaterally and Russia strikes back, that could invoke Article 5. We may find ourselves embroiled in a war directly with Russia. I hope not. We don't need to be in a war with Russia, because right now Russia could, believe it or not, and contrary to some claims, with their massive nuclear force, if Russia so choose, they could whip us really good. I've talked about how they could do it, especially if they go first strike. Yeah, and Russia's warned us that we're crossing these red lines, guys, with the stuff we're sending over there. And they must be taking it seriously, because they're buying up a whole lot of potassium iodine. That's a tablet you take so that you don't absorb radioactive iodine into your thyroid and get it trapped there and constantly irradiating you and causing you all kind of problems. You don't want your thyroid messed up. Another good thing to take for radiation is pectin, like you use in it's probably good for your bowels, your digestive tract. That's what they use in making, jellies and jams, right? Few days. She cans almost daily. Yeah, she's done a lot of cans. She produced a lot of food. A lot of food. Oh my goodness. See, look here. I mentioned my Patriot Supply, and look, it pops up like a Christmas tree. Kremlin weighs martial law banning draft age men from leaving. We heard that, but they're apparently are letting a bunch of them go. Oh my God. Christmas tree on the my Patriot Supply. Trump. Now here's the news item that I thought was really interesting. Trump pleads for Biden to make Russia-Ukraine deal. Even offers to help negotiate. Now, what's Trump most known for? Being a negotiator. He wrote the book, The Art of the Deal. He is a negotiator, and he wants a negotiation to end the fighting. That may be the best thing I've heard out of a politician. And it's a sane thing. And like, Biden, talking about just striking and doing things. Oh, for those of you that want to know, the Second Amendment isn't about, yeah, you don't go hunting deer in Kevlar vest anyway, right? This is 11 case incidents here where people defended themselves, and there's a lot more than that. Stock market, guys. Again, this is reason to prep, grow your garden. I swear, guys, the stock market is crashing, the economy's smashing, and we're on the verge of war. Energy prices are probably going to shoot up here in a couple of months, especially if what happens if another pipeline gets hit going into Europe? What if the Norwegian sources of gas get wiped out going to Europe? Europeans are going to be in trouble, guys. Oh yeah, Mike Pompeo. He said that wokeness is spreading through the military, and according to him, it's killing them. I don't know what he's worried about. I read an article just recently. This article proclaimed that the lethality of our warfighting men and women in the military has been increased because we have removed pronouns. What? Yes, nothing to worry about. The lethality of our warfighters has been increased. So what is Pompeo worried about? Well, holy smoke, guys. Do y'all agree with that? You think the lethality of our warfighters has been increased by removing pronouns? Y'all tell me, y'all buy that? Maybe Mike here's got a point, huh? Yeah, that's what I worry about. I think that this is why Putin and Xi Jinping think they can beat us. And one more reason, maybe they can. Holy guac, smoke-a-moly, guys. Let's see here. More of my Patriot Supply. Boy, I've got it raining my Patriot Supply on me. Cancel. Need to find some kind of head blocker. Now there is hope in the world of politics. What do y'all think about this? Redirect funds from the IRS Army to the Border Patrol? Well, Biden would never go for that, would he? Northern Girl Hobbies. Greg's up late and I'm trying to work on a video. Oh, you're trying to work on a video. Guys, it takes me, I got a day job. It takes me a while to get up here and do one. Hey, boys, how you doing? That's why I'm up here so late with these things. Yeah. Just what we need. All the weapon carried by, oh. I don't even want to say that. All right, guys. Let's go back to some of the regular kind of stuff we cover usually. Look here, earthquakes. Man, look here in the Mid-Atlantic ridge right here. That's pretty active right there in that one spot. It's kind of a kink spot. Kind of expect these things in kink spots. That one in Iraq, of course, around here in the Greek islands, which is pretty typical. That's a big one right there. 5.1. Plus the Marina Islands off Japan, Kamchatka Peninsula, however you say that. 4.5. Oh, look here, that's around Fairbanks almost. 4 Mile Post Road. 4 Mile Road, not 4 Mile Post, 4 Mile Road. San Difuca Fault. Man, that little point right there gets a lot of earthquakes. Alum Rock, North or California. Right here, this spot gets a lot of them too. There's a big one in the Pacific, 5.5. Down here, guys. 5.4, there's a bigger one right there. 6.5 east of South Sandwich Islands. Pretty active down here. Well, we got some earthquakes going on, guys. Stay aware, man. Stay aware. Earthquakes, nuclear war. Stay aware. Space weather. I did a video for my Galactic Greg's channel, and I've not uploaded it yet because I knew if I did, I wouldn't have time to come here and do this video. That's the problem. I'm trying to do all these videos. It's really hard to juggle all this stuff, guys. But I did a Galactic Greg's video talking about Europa and Ganymede. In fact, right now, Jupiter's closest it's been in 59 years. You can go out and see it. It's the brightest thing in the sky right now. Here goes the moon's down. Right now, the brightest thing in our sky is Jupiter. And sometime today, the Juno probe is going to fly 200 miles right over Ganymede. So you might want to get you some binoculars or a good little telescope, walk there and look at Jupiter. Water vapor plumes. Okay. Space weather. Let's go into the sunspots. There's a fair size one. Not one to be imminently scared of, though. Aurora's not too strong at the moment. That's a pretty aurora. Look at that. All right. Let's go down here and look at asteroids. We just had a good asteroid strike day before. Oh, look at this one. We always find these after the fact, after it passes. Here's the one that came in less than halfway between Earth and Moon, 4/10 of the distance of the Moon. And it's moving along pretty fast, but it's only 5 meters. Interesting. We didn't see that in last night, and yesterday was the, well, let's see, 28th, 27th, and it came through the 24th. This wasn't even listed on there. Interesting. Maybe they just got a good measure on the orbital parameters and discovered it passes closer than we thought. That's a oops, we missed it. We discovered after it went by. I think it didn't hit us. Yeah, that's the problem. Looking forward to time. How many more are there that we're not going to see until they come upon us? Anyway, yeehaw. Oh, yeah, by the way, you've seen this face in that room on my channel many times, but today, this is on Nate's Canadian Prepper channel, and he actually gave me a shout out. So I'll return the favor. He mentioned watching him on my channel. He's actually gave my channel a shout out time before last when David Pine was on my channel. So go out and check the video out and check out Canadian Prepper if you've not done so already. like I said, do Prepper Nurse 1 also. And we got some preppers in here. So just hurricane and space stuff so far. Well, what do you want to talk about, Slavisky? We talked about war. We talked about Ukraine. We talked about Russia. I need to do what you're talking about China, but there's so much going on Russia. I'm just kind of put off. I've got to talk. I actually tried to video it last weekend, and my SD card filled up because I'm having a hard drive problem. So I didn't want to delete my SD card. So I went and bought a new SD card today. I went and bought a brand new SD card. Camo underwear, Coast Guard spot Russian and Chinese. Yeah, off the coast of Alaska. Yeah, it's getting pretty serious, guys. Yeah, this might be a short cycle, and the next cycle could be down. We'll have to see. We might return back toward minimalist cycles. Maybe we'll slide in the grand solar minimum. Yeah, but this cycle is defiance of it for a piece, but that's because the last cycle was so short. Or Iran, yes. Holy smoke. Yeah, we were on the verge of having a war with Iran too, but Iran's on the verge of revolution internally. One thing is a lot of people in Iran complain about is we supported all the other color. You know, maybe I should stop this video here for a bit. Let's do that. Let's stop the video. Let's go full screen here. Yeah, stop sharing. Hey, hello. Iran. Look, my main study buddy in college was Iranian. Young guy. Smart. Ooh, he's smart. And he's always, by himself studying, by himself in class. And so I made it a point to befriend him and, invite him over to the house to study. And we did a lot of study sessions together. He's got a PhD in electrical engineering now, but, we were undergrads together. And, what time I was married. So she, we invite him over and we'd have dinner at the house, and, I treated him well. And, we studied together and, we became friends. His parents were both doctors in Iran. And this was back when Ayatollah Khomeini was in Iran. And this kid was from the city of Tehran, where the hostages were held. And I just think, wow, man, when I was in the army, I almost got sent to your city. It's close to going to Tehran. And here I am working with you, studying with you, And he was a good kid. But what was really funny was when his parents finally got out of Iran, they came over, and because I treated their son so well, they invited me and my wife at the time to dinner with them. And of course, I had 2 little kids, and we all went, so I invited the whole family over, and they served some really nice Mediterranean type dishes, Middle Eastern dishes, and they used a lot of saffron. Saffron is a spice that's more expensive than gold, but that was how they showed their honor for us treating their son so well. We had saffron spiced food, and it was delicious. It was good. But I found them to be very nice, delightful people. And in Iran, a lot of people there were living a very Western type lifestyle. They liked Western music, Western movies. They were, thank you there, Wazo. Check out the Survival Tribe Network, guys. Wazo just shared in the chat room, wherever you're looking at it. I'm looking over here on my laptop. She just shared the link to Survival Tribe Network. Everybody check it out. You need to, right now, we need to get our groups going, guys. Seriously. See, Raw 5069 says use some prayer. We're about 60 miles from, okay, yeah, let's pray for Raleigh, guys. Well, we need to pray for all these people down there in Florida. We really do. We need to pray for all the people in Florida that are having a tough time. But what I was about to say is that people in Iran, a lot of them don't like living under the system they're under. A lot of it. When we sponsored color revolutions in all these other countries in the Mideast, some probably shouldn't have sponsored it in, like in Egypt. And, a lot of these was disastrous revolutions too, by the way. The countries, Tunisia turned out okay, but a lot of them, as far as I know, a lot of them have had a lot of issues. But in Iran, they tried to have a revolution, and we didn't sponsor them at all. And the people there that pushed for it felt really angry at us because, well, you sponsored these guys, how come you didn't help us? Um, so, but that was when Obama was president. So, well, now the people there are really pushing. They're sick of the way they've been treated by the regime that runs the place. And that's why when I was in college, our colleges had a lot of Iranians in it. There's two kinds. It was kind of like my study buddy. He came over because he was looking for a good education. He was really smart. But there were a whole bunch of them that came over. They didn't even try to study. They would have mutual cheating groups. They would help each other cheat their way through college. And then they get electrical engineering degree and then go work for a gas station. They didn't care anything about being an engineer. They just didn't want to be fighting this cannon fodder for the Ayatollah against Iran against Iraq back in the days. They didn't want to fight Saddam Hussein. I mean, in those days, Iran and Iraq were fighting each other. So they would come over so they could escape that. So that was so there's that two classes of students that were from Iran back in the days, the ones that were brilliant and the ones who didn't give a fig. So, but they came over so they wouldn't be cannon fodder. Anything, I guess, beats becoming cannon fodder. Susie, how you doing? How you doing, Susie? Granny, how you doing? Was all friends of mine in hospital with COVID complications at Fort Myers. Oh, it's a rough time to be in a hospital. They needed prayers. Wazell, or what are you hearing from people down there now? She has got a place in Florida. She was from Florida. Now she's got her Prepman location up in the Ozarks in Arkansas. All right. How do you say it? Slavalsky Arthur was at 79 when it all started to change in Iran. Yeah, it was after. Yeah, I was 79 because that's the year I went in the Army. Yeah, it all went to heck in a handbasket right after I joined the Army. So, whoa, I joined the Army. We're about to get into a war. That's what happened. So you're right. Well, what happened was Iran had a president, an elected president. They were living a fairly Western lifestyle there. And their president, though, favored Russia. And our CA couldn't have that. So our CA went in and deposed their elected president and installed the Shah of Iran over Iran. The Shah was a tyrant. He was a terrible tyrant. And it was a resentment against him that led to the Ayatollah coming in and taking over. So a lot of the people of Iran jumped from the frying pan into the fire, I guess. But Shah was terrible. And so there was a lot of resentment. America is, the Iranians don't call Israel the great Satan. They call America the great Satan, at least those that have that mindset. But there were plenty of Iranians that love Americans and love to come over here, and some of them did. And I knew a bunch of them when I was in college. So, you get the ones who, just like I said, they come over because they didn't want to be cannon fodder. They come over because it was brilliant. Some of them were Islamicists, though. There were a few that really looked down on America and would tell you in a heartbeat. My usual response, they talk about the decadence over here. Well, see, my first wife had actually been married to a Middle Eastern. She told me the stuff that's going on there. So I actually knew a lot of things about the Mid East that they don't tell you and that they don't advertise. I said, look, guys, you got the same thing going on over there. It's not in your news media. You sweep it under the rug. That's the only difference. It's the same thing there as here. You just sweep it under the rug. Maybe you're not, okay, you don't have it in pop culture. That part's true. The pop culture is full of that junk. And of course, now our culture has got really way over. And we got the flags that incited the people, and the woke flag that incited the Afghans to throw us out, basically. That was flying a military base. That was a big mistake on our side. You don't go into a country and treat them like that. Northern Girl Hobbies at Green Grapes. What do you take for migraines, headaches, naturally speaking? I'm not one to really get migraines, but I've got some videos talking about wild edibles and stuff like that. Right now, if I had a headache, I'd go here and put some leaves off my willow tree and chew them, because it's the same acid that you get in aspirin. So And I also showed you a video about how you can get painkiller from wild lettuce. Now, wild lettuce, the sap's gone down. You're not going to get anything out of it now. But you can still chew on those willow leaves. So, friends in Naples, 10 feet storm surge. Oh, the second story of my family, all Orlando. So they're good. Y'all are on that side. Expecting 30 inches of rain. That's a lot of rain. What about hail? What about lightning? And there was a fire. My buddy Tim Pickens came in here last night and told us there was a fire in the vehicle assembly building. And indeed there was. I saw some articles that there was several small fires, but did not hurt the space launch system, Artemis 1 rocket. All right, guys. So, yeah, migraines ain't fun. Okay. I don't doubt that. I'm blessed not to have a lot of problem with that. Build the kid. I'd really watch some of those other drugs though. Because they're really bad on your liver. So, you know, I come from a line of long livers. Live longer, we have long livers. Which one is that? So, where's that going? I got distracted. What was I was going off talking about one thing and I got pulled to a different topic area. Oh yeah, Iran. People in Iran want to change. And I expect if they succeed, Iran will be a very different nation. And hopefully won't be a threat to anybody. That's the hope. So actually attacking Iran right now would galvanize the people in control and probably give them power against the river. I think we need to leave Iran alone. Let them sort this out. Because there's a good chance that the population will overthrow the regime that runs a place. China's not going to like it because China's invested a lot of money in the people controlling it now. And that's why they took it. But then the people resented that. And so, oh, now we're beholden, we're debt ridden to China. A lot of people in Iran don't want that. There's good people around. And I tell you something all the time, guys. It's not hard to do, Greg, and your channel is inspiring. Well, thank you. Thank you. Ho, ho, ho. Green Greg's always a good day here. Ho, ho, ho. You know, green is one of Santa Claus's colors, right? Like a Christmas tree. It's a Christmas color. Santa. A whole bunch of Santas back on that bookshelf. You sell them Santas back there. Ho, ho, ho. Green giant. Who says ho, ho, ho? Santa and the green giant. I always tell you, man, Santa Claus got to do something in the summertime. Anyway, yeah, you got to have a little fun, right? We're not going to stay here too much longer. Outside the USA, our government has a terrible reputation for overthrowing other governments and installing puppet regimes. Yeah, and and swamp runs deep worldwide. Yeah, that's an issue. And it's deep here too. So hopefully we can get the swamp cleared out. Swamp's full of gators. I used to watch like every Christmas, the little drummer boy. Yeah, wasn't that esteemed racist? Are you kidding me? The little drummer boy is racist? Why? Why is the little drummer boy racist? Ho, ho, ho. Hey, you know, I got plenty of hoes out of from my garden. Jason, Greg, we need your recipe for barbecue ribs. Hey, I had some for dinner tonight. Hey, just basically, if I make them, I got where I put them in tin foil and you keep them moist on the fire for a long time before I slather them with sauce, cook them, smoke them, take the foil out finally. All right, freezing for larva. Oh, okay. Hey, Merlin, how you doing, buddy? And we got Raw in the room. He's laughing. I remember those commercials. Green giant, huh? All right. Well, we got to have a little fun here. I mean, guys, the world's serious, but you know, you gotta poke a little fun in every now and then, or you're gonna go crazy. So, you know, a lot of people accuse me of fear porn. Well, they don't know me. That's why. Because you know, if you really know me, you'll know that I don't say no. Why? Because I'm prepared. I've done the best I can do. I've been a prepper before there was a word for prepping. I just called it survivalism. Man, I didn't even call it prepping when I started. So what happens? And it's paid off, because back in when we had that tornado that nearly got our nuke plant down here at Browns Ferry back in 2011, we were out of power here for a week. It caused me any problems? Nah. I had a gas stove. I had canned food, other things. I was cooking. I had power. I had my own power. I was cooking. Little radios. I had time off. I used that time to build worm beds because they were shut down at the arsenal, so we didn't have to go into work. I built worm beds. I was enjoying my time off. For me, it was a party. You know, what was I worried about? I had it covered because I was already a prepper. Had been. I had it. I didn't have to run it and go get stuff. I already had it. If you go last minute and, you know, because something's hit the fan and you're running out, grab stuff, you're going to find long lines and the shelves are empty. Don't wait the last minute, because you're going to be doing without. Do without. When the toilet paper preppers hit, I did a video on that. I was laughing. Some people got mad at me for it, but I thought it was ridiculous. That's why I was laughing. I was like, you know, guys, what? I already had mine. What do I tell you guys? Think of all the things you use every day in your daily life and buy lots of it and have it sitting around just in case. Toilet paper, paper towels. And I did a video going to the big box stores. I did 2 videos showing the stuff I was getting. What was I getting? I got paper plates, plastic spoons and forks, stuff that where you wouldn't have to wash all your dishes, stuff that would be handy to have. The fire goes out. And I actually use that stuff a lot. So cups, flour, beans, rice. Yeah, I buy that stuff. And I tell you to buy it too. And I did 2 videos on that way back, you know, a couple of years back. So, you know, I'm not all just pushing buckets of food. Now, I hear showing y'all wild edibles all the time. I got tons of videos on wild edibles. Billy the Kid Norris is green grass. If you run out of food, you can always eat those worms. I reckon so. Those worms are so valuable for gardening and things like that. I'd have to be pretty desperate to eat them. Pretty desperate. Greg has worms. I do. I do. Hang on. I'm going to open up a couple other pages here. Yeah, we'll open up a couple other pages here before we go into everything else. Greg's got worms. That's the truth, guys. And I'm proud of it. I got worms. I'm proud of it. Our government under Obama found that. Okay, Marlon. Water is very important. That's right. And I got a video where I cover several ways to purify and sanitize water. And oh yeah, Mr. Dave Hodges. That's 2 separate things. Remember Dave Hodges, his big channel. I mean, all these channels are so much bigger than mine. They tell you little stuff, they get it wrong, but they get thousands more people, 10 times more people watching them. And then I bring in some great guests on here. So good, the channel's 10 times bigger than me, watches me to see who my guests are. And after I cover somebody 4 times, they'll poach them. Good for both of them, because these guys, they deserve some airtime. So I'm happy that Nate with Canadian Prepper got my friend David Pine on, and we'll have him on again. They actually doing 2-part video. So watch it, guys. Watch my videos with David Pine. Watch his videos with David Pine. Check it out, guys. All right, let's go. We'll go back to the screen share here for a little bit. Maggie is more O2. Go the Kid. Worms are good for fishing. Oh yeah, that's true. Bluegill, yeah, absolutely. I was in an accident by a 3-letter people. Gail, how you doing, Gail? Gail Nelson says, cool about the binge watch this channel. Well, thank you there, Miss Nelson. Appreciate that. Nice smile you got there in your photograph. So we like smiling here. We like smiling. That's great. I'll show you some of the videos that you want to watch first. Videos that are, you know, more self-help videos. All these what's going on in the world every day videos, they're good for a short period of time while that event is current. And so these are time limited videos. Now my channel is full of that, but I got evergreen videos. It's always good. Problem is these time limited videos are choking out the view of the evergreen videos. So I'm gonna have to go in and weed my channel. I'm gonna take a bunch of them down where you can't see them, so you can see the good stuff that's good for a long time. The evergreen videos. That's one of the things I'm gonna do. I'll show you where some of those the good places to find the evergreen videos. I'll show you 2 different ways to get at it, guys, just in case you haven't seen that. Hang on. Got my channel here. Oh, I'm logged in as. Change it. Give me a second. And we're going to come in here and look at some stuff. One momentum, please. Channel. Very good. All right. I'm going to show you 2 different ways to find my content. Content that's always good for a long time. And I'm doing that because Miss Gail Nelson wants to binge watch my channel, so I'll binge watch my channel. So I'll show her some of the best things to go look for. So where are you from there, Miss Nelson? Gail Nelson. All right, let's see here. We're going to start right here. I'm going to come back in and go sharing him. I got to pull up the right screen for that. Got to move these windows around. Shoot, try to minimize it and it jumps down. All right, here we go. Share screen. All right, this is, come on. My app is fighting me. There we go. This is my website where I sell worms and other things. This is my Green Greg. This is greengregs.com. Greengregs.com. Hi, I'm Greg. I think I'm going to take this picture off of my Green Greg's channel, though. And I think I'm going to substitute it with my logo, actual logo. I'm thinking about it. My actual logo is this wormfish. The wormfish, the GG wormfish. See, his tail is leaves. Worms, fish, because I got aquaponics and I grow greens too. And worms. It all goes together. There's videos of people getting my worms and opening them, guys. Including Diamond. He's ordered my worms. That's Diamond's greenhouse. He's got a great greenhouse. And there's Top Knot in Diamond's greenhouse opening my worms again. And I think this is another Top Knot video, I believe, here, where he got his own worms. So what you want to do, let me move this right out of my way if I can. All right. So I got videos on microgreens. I got how to buy worms. You can click this to buy worms. You can click up here to buy worms if you want to buy worms, or if you want to make me a donation. That's another way to make a donation. And New Days Old Ways, just share the link. Thank you. Why this is kind of a why I raise red worms. Actually, my videos cover that better. How to. I got garden videos. This covers gardening, aquaponics, and micro. Let's see, is microgreens in it? Maybe. Yeah, microgreens is over here. Wild edibles and medicinals. This is several of my wild edibles and medicinals videos. Not all of them, several of them. Now, but what you will find in here is if you want to raise worms, go to this vermiculture video. This is probably the best organized set of videos I got because it starts out with the basic facts about worms, how to build your beds, what to put in the beds, how to feed the worms. It starts out with the things you need to know first in the order you need to know them. And then gets into worm products toward the end and stuff like that. Now, I do have videos that's not in any of these that pertain to these topics, but these are good concentrated ways to follow these topics. Now, the alternate route is to go check my playlist. And my playlist do include things like nuclear survival. If we get into this war, these videos are going to be crucial. I go into this in great depth. And I talk about stuff. I've seen other videos. I've had people tell me, oh, you should see what this pepper got. He goes in good depth. He knows what he's talking about. And I'll listen to videos like, okay, this guy is naming military bases that aren't even active anymore. People think this is the channel to watch. I say, you got to be kidding me. He don't even know what the targets are. And he's talking about targets like he knows something. He's authoritarian, like some kind of authority. Don't believe everything you hear, guys. I am an engineer. I do workspace stuff. And I know nuclear things. Okay, I was in the Army also, and I also was my distinguished honor graduate for the NBC nuclear biological chemical class that I attended. the school I went to. So yeah, I can handle these things, guys. And one thing we trained for in the military was how to fight and survive in a nuclear war, how to continue fighting. You don't stop your mission just because it's somebody throwing nukes. Really, believe it or not. So yeah, here's my interview with David Pine. And actually, Nate referenced this interview in his interview with him. So that's pretty cool. But see, I get 2,200 views. If you come here to Nate's channel, he's already got way more than that. Look here, 8,400. Well, he's got a lot bigger channel. And he's also got a higher subscriber to watcher ratio than I got on. I see what his number. Oh, 50,000. Woo! 50,000 people watching. I get 2,000. He gets 50,000. Now, honestly, Nate's channel, he is not quite, almost 20 times bigger than mine. But his views were a lot more than that so far. And this video's not been up but just a couple of hours, just a few hours. So this will probably blow up, I don't know, maybe 100,000 views. That's good, because these are important topics they need to get out. So hats off to Nate, hats off to David. All right, so back in here, if you want to order worms, and right now I really encourage that, because if it goes down, you're not going to be able to go to the store and buy your fertilizer, but you can turn your scraps and your waste into the best fertilizer you've ever seen by using worms, guys. I got a lot of videos where I talk about that, and you can get different sizes for different prices. All you got to do is click the buy now button. And if you don't want worms, you can always donate right there. Boom. All these buttons are working. If you're local and want to pick up here in my place, I got a schedule for that. And I'll be putting details in the not too distant future about worm tea, worm castings, and such things. Again, if you come to my channel here, actually you got the playlist, Nuclear Survival and Prepping with Green Gregs. That's my most recent uploads, my most recent videos. Worm farming, environment culture. So, you know, you hit play all, and you get all the things I've assigned to that playlist. I don't know if every worm video I've done is in here, but you can see these. Now, they're not in the same order, they're not organized as well as they are on my website. And I even got a video in here from somebody else. Happy she's opening my worms. So I might occasionally put somebody else's video in my playlist. I do it too often, but every now and then I've been known to do that. All right. Oh, come on, get off here. YouTube has got some aggravating features now. This is supposed to be my breaking news list. I need to thin it out. Some of the stuff is not too breaking, but I did leave this SHTF safe zones video at the top, because people really need to watch that. It kind of goes hand in hand with the nuclear bug out safe zones. This is a little bit more geared toward nuclear, and it's got a lot of kinship with these two videos here. And what to do in the first 24 hours, the second 24 hours. I did this with Stacy Zavicki, Sustainable Stewards channel, and Battle Axe News, or whatever she calls it. Here I'm talking about grid down, a lot of grid down stuff here, but this isn't all just grid down. I got other, you know, like war related, anything that could cause an EMP, like we get into it with Russia, all gets thrown in this playlist. So this playlist needs to be divided. It's got stuff in it, and plus it's got a lot of things that aren't evergreen. Those first 4 videos I would consider evergreen. Stuff I'd want to keep up where y'all can continue to find. All the worm videos are evergreen. All the gardening videos are evergreen. All the nuclear survival videos, all the prep, a lot of the actual prepping videos, like why most preppers will die, why you need a tribe or a community to survive. Now here's somebody talked about water. Here we go. Filter and sanitize water. Many methods. And I show using a plastic bottle. I've got a little plastic bottle right there in my hands. Winter wild edibles. I mean, how do you eat from the wild edibles when the snow's on the ground? Well, watch this video and they'll cover that. There's some microgreens videos. There's aquaponics videos. And let's see, some gardening videos. I do a lot of talking with bed prep. And I got some that's just fun stuff. I probably should take this list off. This guy's channel doubled after I put him in my list down here. He's got a huge channel, John Kohler. And here's one of my aquaponics friends here. I've had Curtis Stone actually interviewed him on this channel. There's Diamond. It's Leak Project. Now that's not a prepping or gardening channel, but one of our Tall Zero Foundation. They're for interstellar travel, and the lady who runs that's one of my friends. She actually bought worms from me. Here's some of my shorts, and two of them are musical. I got 3,800 views, so let's see. These are musical. That and I didn't turn the right way.
There's one thing you need to commit to your brain. That is the knowledge of sulforaphane. Sulforaphane will help you make glutathione, and that'll help keep your immune system turned on. Hey, I want to tell you what, it's great for your genes, and it comes straight from broccoli microgreens. We have microgreens that's the best that you could want to eat, and I tell you what, it'll keep you dancing on your feet. So have a look-see at what we got, and I guarantee you, you're going to be one happy lot. So we're here with microgreens. Come get them soon. Get all you can. And so Greg Allison Green Grave. Subscribe to my channel, bang the notification bell.
Where'd it go? That ain't it. Where'd it go? I clicked on something that didn't play. What's going on with this?
By bystones are guiding, by you were not abiding. What the elite one was shown, they wrote it in stone. It scared us to the bone because they wanted us all gone, but away it was blown, so now it is gone. Some say it was lightning, very, very frightening, but I think it's quite exciting. Hey, it's Gigi the Wiz telling you the biz. Do not drink their fizz.
Oh, well, and singing all of them. Some of y'all have heard me read my little songs and poems on some of our late night videos. Maybe I should get back to that. Hey, I can do rockets. I can do gardens. I can raise worms, grow microgreens, and write poetry. So, Greg the Worm Rapper, there you go. That's it. And add some beats to that. Yeah, hey, well, let's start a band. I can be the singer. Yeah, my voice, I would kind of fit the more like a Hank Williams Jr., I guess, my deep voice. But I don't know.
By bystones are guiding, by you were not abiding. What the elite one was shown, they wrote it in stone.
Here, I don't know. Here, this is more rap style here.
There's one thing you need to commit to your.
Oh, these are not functioning right. But anyway, I gotta do more shorts, right? I've been hoarse here the last few days. Maybe it's my. Hold on, guys. What is it? How's the mushroom farm going? Well, I still got a leak in the ceiling, guys. I had one guy. I fired him. I'm trying to put him in jail. I hired somebody else to do it. Darn, now she's in jail. I mean, good grief. Some of these people you hire got some issues. It's hard to get things done, guys. I need to get that building going. All right, here is Swivel Head News. Maybe I should put the picture I got in my Green Greg's channel right here, because this picture actually shows Armageddon gear store, but you can't read it. Oh, how come it don't show up there? Trying to blow that picture up. It says Armageddon right there. That sounds like a good thing for a prepping channel, but you can't read it. So I probably need to change that picture. I don't know if this is a picture I want to leave as a banner in the background. But this was a just past sunset picture I took of a silo. And it's a beautiful picture, but it's kind of like sunset on farming kind of picture, you know. I don't know if that's ultimately what I ought to be showing or what, but it's what's there, guys. All right, Gail says, we have 0 animals currently. Would you say farm animals are important in prep? Can they be a liability due to upkeep? Sorry if these questions. Oh, that's not a dumb question. No question's dumb. It's a good question. It depends on what your objectives are. If you're looking for protein to eat, animals give good protein. And our ancestors, contrary to what a lot of people tell, it's been discovered that our ancestors ate almost meat exclusively. We said about the Neanderthals, and it was like, well, that's just the Neanderthals. But they found that was true of Cro-Magnon man too. Our direct ancestors were meat eaters, and they had almost no vegetable or plant matter in their diet. So there's no evidence of either omega-6 plants at all. They were meat eaters, big time. So, and there are channels of people that are on pure, and have been for years, on pure carnivore diets, and they're doing really good. Problem is you get so many carbs and so much vegetable matter that it puts the sugar in your systems, and sugar is a poison. Celtic Warrior laughing, Greg the Rapper. So there's a lot of merit to having animals for protein sources, for skin, leather, things like that. Of course, there's a lot of people that have a hard time with that. They feel like they're being cruel to animals. So let me say this, I'm planning to do a video on this. Animals in the wild are scared to death all the time. That's why when you eat wild meat, it tastes so gamey. It's the adrenaline in their system because they're constantly frightened. They're about to be ate. And the main way that wild animals die is they get ate, but they're not killed with mercy. They're eaten alive. Their deaths are a horrible experience. They're eaten alive. That's how most animals cease to live, being ate. And the predators don't kill them. They just eat them. They start eating on them when they're alive. And it's a horrible way to go. So these animals have a reason to be scared, but even the predators are scared. So in the wild, it's a rough world. That's what happens. But and it's true because you can taste the adrenaline in the meat. Now, if you really get an animal super angry, get it too far hyped up, you can't eat the meat. Well, us humans don't like that because the meat does taste like something coming out of an outhouse. But that's what wild animals, like the carnivores, the wild carnivores, that's what they like. They like the meat that way. That's the way they prefer it. Richard Solomon, blow it up. Blow it up. So here is the side, and Armageddon is like, oh, well, the problem is I'd have to maybe go back and redo the picture because it kind of gives you a slider to select, and you don't have, and it's not really good the way I got to do it. So I don't know, a little bit of an issue. Maybe if I shrunk it where the slider could cover more area, it might work. But nah, it's kind of aggravating the way they give you the options to put the pictures in. Vicky says, if and I recall all right, most of the Inuit are carnivores. Oh yeah, they eat fat. They kill whales and sea mammals, and they eat the fat. That's their delicacy. That's how they get their energy, not through carbs. Carnivore gets their energy through the fat and the animal they're eating, not through carbs. You don't have to have carbs. That was. I was told at one time, well, if you follow the Atkins diet, you got to have at least 20 grams of carbs a day to survive, and that's not true. No, it's not true. But in fact, it's hard sometimes to lose weight if you follow an Atkins diet versus a carnivore. I got where I couldn't lose weight on the Atkins type diet, so I've gone carnivore myself. And I lost 33 pounds. I originally lost 100 on the Atkins type diet a couple times. I gained it back eventually when I quit for a long time. But most carnivores, they stay carnivore. They don't go off and on the diet like people do on Atkins diets. I was told my neighbors bring me their liver from the deer hunt. Oh, okay. I told my neighbors, yeah, liver, the organ meat is really good for you. If you're on a carnivore diet, you need organ meat to help balance your diet out. So now other reasons to have animals. My rabbits, actually, I use them to produce manure. I haven't even eaten any of my rabbits. I raise them for manure, and that manure goes to my worm beds. The most animals I got are worms. Well, their job is to make their kind of manure, and that's usable in the garden and for selling. So I raise the worms. I got fish. So my main animals are fish, worms, and rabbits, and most of them have the job of pooping. Now I got a couple of cats. You probably seen my videos. Their job is to keep the rats down. So, yeah, different animals have different utilities. A dog is good for security. A cat ain't going to bark if you got an intruder. Just jump on something high in the house, like a chest of drawer or up in the top of the closet, and they'll just watch the intruder do whatever they're going to do to you. Cat ain't going to help you, but a dog will. A dog is a pack animal. A dog will fight for you. A dog will defend you. But first and foremost, they'll bark and warn you. If it's a little dog, they'll at least warn you that something's going on. A cat ain't going to warn you. But a cat will eat rats. So cats got their place, and so does a dog. And that's why farmers would typically have both. Keep the rats out of the barn and the burglars out of the house, or to help them hunt. A lot of dogs are useful for hunting. A lot of them are good for tasks, like pack animals. But humans are only got so much capability. Animals' muscle mass is 4 times stronger pound for pound than human muscle mass, and they can run a lot faster. Now, humans actually, even though we don't have the strong muscles, we have endurance muscles. A lot of the African tribes would actually chase antelope. And of course, the antelope would run a whole lot faster than the Africans could. But the problem was that the Africans would chase that antelope for hours on end. Eventually, that antelope got tired, and the people caught up to it. So it was one of the ancient tribal hunting techniques. It was just, you might couldn't run as fast as your game, but you kept at it long enough, you're going to get them. Pretty smart strategy. Pretty smart strategy. Is Costco always the best source for bulk purchases? That's a good, horse. It is a good source, but I personally, I use Sam's Club just because it's closer to me. Sam's Club is on my way back and forth between my day job at the Redstone Arsenal at NASA and where I live here. Costco, I got to go way out of the way. Costco probably has a better selection than Sam's Club. And I'm not a great fan of Walmart these days and their family. But anyway, Wise Owl says, my cats have brought me 2 rats this week to my front door. I think the rats are starting looking for cold weather shelter. Yeah, they are. They are definitely. Vicky says, I have seen the results when a cat has decided to protect its human. The results are really ugly for the offender. Okay. Yeah, if you get a cat trained to look after you, you might want a mountain lion for that. Hey, when I went to Miami one time, and my girl I dated, her sister and boyfriend were living in Miami at the time, and we stopped in Miami. We were actually on our way to the Virgin Islands, so we stopped in Miami and visited her sister. We scheduled a layover just for that. So she took us out to this swank outdoors restaurant and a pretty swank area in Miami. And there was a woman walking her cougar. It's like somebody walk a dog. She had a cougar and she was walking. She was a really good looking woman. So, but she was walking that cougar in front of her and nobody messing with her. Nobody messed with that woman. She had a lot of confidence walking that cougar. Restaurant supply store is okay. Yeah, there's a big restaurant supply store, Halde's or something like it's the name here in Huntsville, but they are more expensive than either the Costco or the Sam's Club. Can't even think of the one to go to in late. So anyway, yeah, it's getting late. We're about ready to go here, guys. But what I want to finally talk about here is what I really got in mind. I talked about this a little last night, so y'all help me out with this. I'll take a panther, says Jason. Big cats are no joke. Oh no, they're not. They're not a joke. Boy, a cat will jump you in a hurry. Problem is, your own cat might turn on you. Yeah, they can hurt you. They're mine too. They can tear you up in your days in a hurry. But then so can a big dog. Pyrenees, Anatolian Shepherd Cross, He and my cat are the rat killers. Okay. Some dogs will go after rats. You know, there's the rat terriers, but I got a friend that's got a house full of rat terriers, and her house is also full of rats. And I thought, you know, this ain't working out. It really didn't work out from what I can see. Newborn twin girls. Oh, wow, that's sweet. Newborn twin girls. That's awesome, Gil. That's something to be happy of and proud of. Now, all my kids are grown, and the oldest two got their own kids. My youngest one, she's got out of college, you know, about 2-3 years ago. She ain't had kids yet. Ow. This is my youngest one. Back when she was in middle school. I have a recent picture of her here. So when she was in middle school. Big hair. Ow. My magnet didn't hold it now, so the side. Back it up a little bit. My small dog kills mice and rats. That's good. Some rats are bigger than the dogs, though. I've seen rats that was bigger than my cats back here at one time. That's a problem I was having a couple of years ago. If you do have like stock animals, be careful how you feed them. If you leave out too much feed, it'll grow rats like crazy. You'll get horrendous rat problems. So you don't want to feed them too much. Well, just whatever they'll eat in short order of time. So, anyway, guys, let's talk about the Alcarad. I had let's see, oh, you've retracted. Okay. We got 101 people in the room still. It's amazing how many people were staying here even late. As I grew up, a lot of my childhood in Richmond, Virginia, and I started seeing rats bigger than dogs. Yeah, they make some big rats, huge rats. Dachshunds are the best breed to fight badgers. Well, it might be good for fighting moles around here. Moles are a big problem I got with my worms. Moles eat worms, AG. If you have an employee assistance program through work, sometimes I have one baby package. Oh, okay, you're helping Gail out. Gail says we learned the hard way when hubby left the deer corn in the garage. Oh yeah, yep. Oh my God. I had a huge rat problem because I had hired hands who were overfeeding my rabbits, and they would try to feed them enough for 2 days, and rats just took over outside. I mean, it got bad. They found a way into my house, and they got in my prepping room. They destroyed my prepping room, and I tried every way in the world to trap them. And these things, you catch them one time and a trap them after that. They all knew that trap. You couldn't catch them. After the first one got caught, that was it. I had to poison them eventually. I hated poisoning rats in the house. I mean, these weren't mice; they were huge, and lots of them they just invaded like you couldn't believe. I don't know how they ate a big hole through the wall to come in. They were awful. They were running through my vent systems. They were destroying my house, guys. You can't let rats get away. They will destroy you. They will destroy everything. They destroyed a whole room full of preps. My main prep and supplies, trashed. Thousands of dollars worth of stuff trashed in like no time flat. They're horrible. They're horrible. So you can always eat rats. Yeah, if you have to. That's what all these little prepping channels show the guys out trying to catch and trap little rats. If you go to 17 elementary schools, you start to learn a little bit about life, city life, country life, real life, all kinds of life. There you go. Yeah, not to learn in that way. Bats are horrible. They're horrible. Same with possums. You know what? At least possums eat ticks. I mean, they got some redeeming value. They will get in your feed. They'll do that, but they don't invade your house like the rats will. They don't wreck your house. They'll wreck your feed bags in the barn. Yeah. So anyway, so what I'm got this channel up here for is to talk about direction. What I'm thinking is I do videos like this. I do videos where I'm just talking about prepping. I do videos where I'm talking about well, the prepping if they're timeless, that's evergreen. I don't mind leaving that on green grids as long as it's not political. But some people think prepping is political, especially if you're talking about preservation of your freedoms. I don't see it that way, but a lot of people do. And so now I got a worm farm, and a lot of my worm farm customers are organic gardeners, and a lot of them are liberals, and they see my other content and they think that I am some terrible kind of person that I'm not. They unsubscribe immediately. And that's a sad thing, but I lose. People make snap judgments. They don't know who you are, what you're really about. They make snap judgments based on the title of your video. Anybody watches my videos know that I always in my videos, telling everybody there's good people of every race, color, creed, and religion from every city, hamlet, town, and nook and cranny on the planet. Good people. And I said, they'll give you the shirt off their back. The problem is the governments and organizations that stir us all up against each other, right? So I won't have to say it again tonight. But then I've got my video about rose-colored glasses I did. I'm trying to get people to get used to the worldviews of other people and understand why other people think the way they do. And it's all about worldview. And I was wearing these glasses in that video, rose-colored glasses video. Y'all remember that? I did that a couple years ago. Rose-colored glasses. And it's all about worldview and how our worldviews tend to tint information we take in. And social media has really driven that to the nth degree and driven a lot of division in our country. Plus, once they got the division in the country, they picked their favorite out of that. And then, it's just kind of sad the way all this is playing out, guys. So people that really know me know that rodents are destructive. They are very destructive. Very destructive. So, what are you doing for prepping? So you're a new face on the channel. It's always good to see a new face in here. Most of the people in here I've been seeing a lot. But we have some faces that are fairly new to the channel, Celtic Warrior, or at least in terms of talking out. So anyway, so what I'm thinking of doing here is taking my content that's current events related, put them on this channel. A lot of our live sessions, put them on this channel, Swivel Head News, and it'll be more news oriented. And that way the evergreen content on my Green Rigs channel will be easier to find, because I'm going to take that and I'm going to hide it where it don't show up. Now, I might make a subscription service where you can join the channel and make it visible to members, but it's choking out my evergreen content. So I need to make a change with that, because that's how a long-term channel, does well in the long term. They have a lot of evergreen content people can go in and see and watch. And I got it, but you can't find it for all the other stuff I got up here. And a lot of people, they'll make snap judgments on just the fact I'm talking about X, Y, or Z, and not knowing me, they a lot of them, they'll quit the channel, they'll unsubscribe. So I need to do something to bring that stuff under control, and I think this will help. Obama, the community organizer, started race hating, something that was almost gone. Yeah, relationships have not improved. That's for sure. That's for sure. I'm kind of sensitive to that. I've got a mixed race daughter whose mama was from Kenya, and she's got a great family. They're really good people, really good people. And even though her mama and I have been divorced for let's see, 18 years maybe now, her family still treats me as family. And if I go around, the kids will still call me Uncle Greg. And, they're very good, respectful people, and, hardworking, got very strong family values. I think the world of them. They're really good people, really good people. But I got a granddaughter who's half Mexican. My son, when he was in the Army in El Paso, married a Mexican woman. She went a little off on the wild side. He took the daughter and raised her. He got out of the Army and raised his daughter. Well, I raised my two oldest kids, including him. So he just kind of did what I did. At least he took responsibility. He manned up. I got to give him credit for that. And so many guys these days don't man up. They don't realize they got a responsibility. We all have responsibilities to our kids, men and women. We got responsibility to our families. Greg out in the, what are you saying, Jesse? Is it Greg? Oh, is there somebody called Greg out? Son of Greg? He's talking to me. Greg in the room here. You got to take care of your kids, guys. That's the most important thing in the world. Take care of your youngins. They're the ones that, we got to carry this world forward, and we got to equip them and teach them and give them the right values where they can function and make things happen. A lot of times we lose that broken fish. I'm late. Did you hear about the C-130 that had the last flight? Oh, into the hurricane? Was the worst on record. And at one point, the draft forced 13K drop. Ooh, holy smoke, that's rough. Yeah, flying into a hurricane, especially Cat 4, is rough, guys. It's rough. Yeah, it's a rough business. All right. Gels. I'm glad I found this channel. See everyone at the next live. Thanks a million for all the information. Well, I guess she's gone now. Well, thank you for having joined us. Appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot. All right, guys. Y'all can actually go over here and find Swivel Head News and subscribe to it. I don't have any content on it yet, but I'm planning to start moving things there. So I guess I'm going to have to find some way to get you guys to watch this channel for these kind of videos, because I'm going to start moving that stuff there. Down on the West Texas town of El Paso. Oh, yeah, I fell in love with a Mexican girl, Marty Robbins. That was a beautiful song. Yeah, we got a Rosie's Cantina restaurant here in Huntsville, and they did so well they opened up 2 more restaurants. Marty Robbins, Johnny Horton. That's right. North to Alaska, north the rush is on. In 1814, we took a little trip along with Colonel Jackson down the mighty Mississippi. We took a little bacon and we took a little beans. We fought the bad bloody British in the Battle of New Orleans. Yeah, Johnny Horton has some good songs. So Greg, out on your land area, there are a big plague of rats. And yes, they have the bubonic plague. And they're out on my property in Arizona. I got a friend that was warning me about rats. Now we got somebody else got a Arizona cactus in her picture there. Big Sky Dreamer 26. Can you put a link to Swivel Head News up here? Yeah, okay, we'll do that. I ain't content yet. Y'all can go ahead and start subscribing. Yeah, we'll do that. Hang on, guys. Yeah. Ding, ding, ding. Swivel Head News. Where we're at here. Let me find the chat room. It's in a different app here. Here we are. No, can't get that down there. There we go. All right, there's the Swivel Head News channel, guys. How about furries? Kids all ages identify as an animal. Yeah, that's pretty sad. That's, guys, we're just not helping our kids. That's what that says. We're neglecting them. We're not raising them. We're not helping them at all. And if they got to identify as an animal, yeah, that's pretty sad. All right, so we got Swivel Head News. Switch count. There's Product Papas. I actually have done some videos for this channel. I hadn't even posted on it. Oh, hang on. Let me get this. What happened? I thought I changed channel. It didn't do it. Switch count. Let's go over here and do a All right. So I thought as much as I use tools, building worm beds and stuff, I do product comparisons. I did a runoff of 3 different impact drills. I talked about my Craftsman heater, which I think is a piece of junk. Different things. I actually got about 3 or 4 videos I haven't even posted. Go to this channel. So I'll pick this channel back up not too distant future. I'll share that link too. Ding, 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 ding. But I'm going to do a lot more with Swivel Head news real soon. Let's see here. I'm going to come back to the chat room. Well, thank you there, Broken Fish. Bang the bell. There you go. Subscribe and pounds. Bang the bell. All right. Let's see here. Let me put up. I'll go to another one of my channels. We'll go to Galactic Grays. That's one I'm really been trying to promote lately because I'm trying to get the watch time up. Excuse me, guys. All right, now let's change. I got a lot of content on this channel. Not as much as Green Greg's, but it's more evergreen. So I got 3,660 some odd subscribers. This is my space channel, guys. This is space videos. So let me hit my channelytics here. Well, it's going to work. I don't know. Channelytics is not working right now. I don't know why. But I've got quite a few videos over here, as you can see. All right, guys. Mama Nature's starting to scream at me. I think I'm going to have to go here in a minute. Been drinking a lot of tea and coffee. It's kind of catching up to me. I will share this in here. Galactic Greg's, please, if you're not subscribed to Galactic Greg's, I need some watch time over there. There is a way that seems right to a man, but the end thereof is death. You got that right. Or I can use cat litter. I'm going to ahead and figure out how to fix my plumbing. All righty, guys. I think I first met you on Green Greg's. All right, Richard, very good. There you go. There you go, guys. I'm going to have to go. I'm not run. Sorry, guys. Mama Nature's starting to scream at me. So I'd like to continue, but Mama Nature is going to tell me to run. So with that, I'm going to have to come back here to find my main page. I've got too many windows open. It's killing me. I need to stop the share. Is what I need to do. Yeah. Mama Nature is yelling at me so loud I can't even think. Ding, 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 ding. Stop share. Boing. There we go. Mama Nature is yelling at me. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming in here tonight. Just remember, as light dispels dark, love dispels hate. Shine your love light into the world. Pray for all the people in Florida tonight. Really, guys, we're going to pray for all the people in Florida. Pray for the people in Europe. Pray for our friends here on the channel. You know what I'm talking about. We always talk about Green Lantern and Kaylee and Vicky. Pray for Vicky, guys. Yeah, you're right, Vicky. Mama